Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Norristown High School Gymnasium. We're here tonight for the game between the 18-1 Norristown Eagles and the Central Buck West Bucks. For our pregame show tonight, we have a very special treat. I have standing here beside me Mr. Louis Spinelli, who has been attending Norristown Eagle games for 68 years, and therefore has obviously seen all of the highs and all of the lows. Mr. Spinelli, Lou, I'm really happy to have you here tonight and that you agreed to talk with us. And I think the first thing I would like to ask you is, in your own memory, from your own viewing of the games, what team do you remember the best? What team do you think was the best Norristown team?
The 1948 team. They were the state champs.
Okay. You also mentioned to me a little bit earlier that you thought that maybe even the 1947 team was better than that.
Yes, they were the only undefeated team Norristown ever had.
They had a very famous nickname, didn't they?
They were called the Buzz Boys.
How did they get that name? Do you have any idea?
That I don't know.
Okay. What players do you remember from those 47 and 48 squads?
Well, now, oh boy.
Who was the high scorer? Do you remember anybody? Any of them there? Was there anybody who particularly impressed you?
With the Buzz Boys, yeah. Doc Cuno, he was with the Buzz Boys, and then later he became captain of the 48 state team.
That 48 state team, though, did not go undefeated, huh? The 47 team was the undefeated one.
The 48 team, they lost 3 straight games at the beginning of the season.
And then they came on from there.
They came on.
Were you at the state championship game? Did you go to that?
Yes.
You've been telling me you haven't missed very many games, have you, during all this time?
I don't remember when I missed the last game. It's been years.
Who were some of the very good players that you remember performing for Norristown?
One of them, Herb Burke, and there was Lee Rabo back in the 20s, and there was Drake Akins. He was captain of the 26-27 team. Then he had a record of 304 points for 1 year. At that time was very, very good.
Yeah, here we just gave an award last week for a guy who went over 1,000 points in his career, which shows you how things have changed. Has the game itself changed a little bit from that time? What would you think the biggest change is watching like the Norristown team this year?
It's a lot faster then, because back then, every time they made a point or 2 points, they used to go back and send a jump.
Okay. You never had a team in those days scoring 100 points like we see Norristown doing today?
No.
Did you have a chance to watch the Henry Williams teams in the early 70s?
Oh, yes, I saw all of them.
What did you think of that team?
Good, very good. Henry, no doubt, was the best scorer of all. Henry scored 1,517 points in 3 years.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I remember him too, and he was one of the very best high school players that I had ever seen.
Yes.
Let's move up a little bit more recently. Did you get a chance to see the Darren Keenan team that went into the States not too many years ago? Darren Keenan and that group, did you see them very much?
Not too much.
Okay. I'd like to get your impressions finally then about our team this year. You've been here for most of our games and you've been following them.
I didn't miss any yet.
Okay, how do you like watching them? What impresses you the most about them?
It's beautiful. To me it is.
What's beautiful about them?
Well, about the speed, for one thing, and the outside shooting. I love the outside shooting.
Yeah, they certainly have come along with that. Were you at the Plymouth White Marsh game during the Christmas vacation tournament?
Yes, I was.
Okay, now that was the one letdown that they've had. What do you think they've changed since that night that made them so much better as the year has moved along?
I think their passing is a lot better.
Okay. You going to be following this team through the playoffs?
Yes, indeed.
Very good. We might want to get you on again then with some impressions of them as we move along, because we understand we're going to have the chance to do the playoffs this year, which will be for one of the first times. I want to thank you very much for coming on with us, and I think in future years, if it's okay, we'd like to get you back to recall some of the memories.
Norristown sports is a big part of my life.
We're glad to have fans. In fact, you know, looking at the crowd tonight, we could certainly use more fans like you who come out here, couldn't we? Okay, thanks again. That's it for right now from Norristown High School. Mr. Lou Spinelli with some memories of the 68 years that he has been supporting the basketball team. Quite a record. We certainly wish we had more fans like him. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. I hope you'll come. back here at Norristown High School for some more pregame activities. The game should start in about 4 minutes, and there's going to be some special highlights tonight with the introduction of the seniors and with the introduction of the parents of the seniors. A very nice touch. This is Jim Nelson, Frank Winkle, the voices of the Eagles, along with our able and trusty statistician, Glenn Martin, who has done an excellent job all year and doesn't even know that he's going to be going along to the playoffs with us this year as we hopefully follow the Eagles. Last week, Frank and I talked a little bit about eligibility and the standards here at Norristown. One of the things that has come up against this is in connection with one of the very definite potential opponents for the Norristown High School team, the Glen Mills team, which is in the PIAA and very easily could be seated number 2 behind us, number 1 if we should happen to slip. Frank, I know you have some very strong feelings about the Glen Mills team and their eligibility.
I do, Jim. Glen Mills, back in my day, we would have called it a reform school. Let's face it, they're boys who've been convicted of a crime, and they're sent to Glen Mills rather than to prison. Now, you don't like to say something like that, but it's true. Now, they don't have the eligibility we have. They have a GED program. The kids work at their own pace, so it gives them quite an advantage. Another advantage they have, the coach has the boy 24 hours a day. He controls his whole life. That's quite an advantage. Another advantage they have, they don't draw from one district. Like Norristown can only draw boys from our district. Glen Mills can draw from the entire country. And this is rumored information. I don't have any definite facts on this, but people say that if they hear about a good player down in Maryland who the courts are sending away, they'll go down and recruit him. Now, we don't know that for sure, but that's what people are saying. But the point is, not all their players are even from Pennsylvania. So it gives them a big advantage over the other players. I remember last year, even after the season started, they picked up a starting player from one of their opponents. Now, you can imagine how that felt. You go to play them, and playing against you is a boy who's played for you for 2 or 3 years, and this player happened to be the best player on the team. And so they do have some advantages that other schools don't have.
It will be very interesting as we follow the playoffs to see how Glen Mills does. They actually today played this afternoon at 3 o'clock against Chester and probably had a very tough game, but they're undefeated in a very good league because that means they've had to beat Chester once and Penwood twice. And we certainly can look forward to how Norristown. I tell you, I think Norristown has a tough team this year.
Oh, I do too. I have not seen Glen Mills, but Norristown is definitely a good team. And I might say this, I'm not saying teams should not play Glen Mills. I think teams should play Glen Mills. What I'm saying is, I'm not sure they should be in the tournament, or I'm not sure they should be in a league where they compete with a group of other schools who don't stand a chance against them because of the advantages they do have. I think we should play them, but they should be an independent, and they should not be in the tournament.
Yeah, I think there's been some controversy even at the district level on this, and certainly not everyone among the district officials is in agreement about the eligibility of Glen Mills. But for this year and for these playoffs, they are going to be there, and we certainly hope that somewhere down the road our Norristown Eagles will get a chance to play them, because that should be a heck of a playoff game if they meet. Game tonight, Frank. Central Bucks 8-13. Comments.
Jim, the only way Central Bucks can win this game is to score the first basket and then hope we have a power failure.
Okay. That's certainly honest enough. It will be interesting to see whether they come out and try to hold the ball. Norristown team in the paper tonight apparently has like the 6 or 7 highest scores in the area recently. And over the last 5 games, I think we're averaging something like 96 points to our opponent's 56. I'm sure the Eagles are going to be aiming for 100 again tonight.
And Jim, you know, John Cresswell, I talked to him again, he doesn't like to score high because he said he doesn't like to do that to another coach. But you have to remember, it's the second team coming in doing the job. You bring in 5 new guys off the bench, and they score a lot of points. So I don't know what he's going to do, how he can stop it.
All right, we'll look forward to being back with you with the game in just a few minutes and for our pregame festivities. This is Frank Winkle, Jim Nelson, We will be back, as said, momentarily. We're back here at the Norristown Gymnasium for tonight's game between the Eagles of Norristown and the Bucks of Central Buck West. And we're here for a pregame ceremony that is certainly a very, very nice ceremony. We have an introduction of the seniors and with their parents. And it's just something that is extra special, I think. I don't think anybody realizes how much parents put in, traveling with the team, helping these players out, giving them support, making sure that their studies are done. The first Norristown senior to hit the floor was Michael Evans. Right behind him was Howard Flowers. Here comes Dana Johnson. Here is Richard Mayers. And these ball players that are being introduced along with their folks are the people who have been the nucleus of this team for the last few years. And these seniors are the players on whose shoulders are going to rest the Norristown playoff hopes this year as they move off into districts and then hopefully later on into the state playoffs. And we certainly hope to see the Eagles proceed into state playoffs. Priest Ramsey has just come out, and he is being followed by Lou Simmons. And here comes Jeff Thompson. And finally, one of the team's very popular players, Steve Volrath. And there you can see a very dedicated and loyal group of seniors accompanied by their parents and people who deserve all kinds of credit this year, both the players for what they have done on the floor, but just as importantly, the parents for the help and the aid that they have given and the support that they have given coming out here and cheering this team on as they've gone on their way so far this year. Great ceremony, Frank. Nice touch.
Yes, and Jim, that's also a lineup of what Cresswell is losing for next year. So next year, I suppose we would have to call a rebuilding year for John Cresswell. You can see the amount of talent that was standing up there that he's about to lose. And, you know, next year, it's going to be a lot tougher doing these games.
When we looked over that bench, it certainly was a slim bench. No question about that.
You know, it'll be interesting to see tonight's game, Jim, to see just how the boys play it. You know, they've got to know in their minds that they should hit 100 points against this team. But sometimes, you know, that can cause you to have a lousy game. It'll be interesting to see whether they get away from their game plan and just start playing street basketball or something.
Well, I think a lot, you know, watching them in warm-up there at the beginning anyway, they were doing a lot of that dunking roll. I'm not sure Coach Cresswell would be totally happy about that. But Frank, one thing we've noticed about this team, and I think it has become more apparent as the year goes on, this is a team that is really focused on its job. You know, in watching the Super Bowl, people made a big point of the San Francisco 49ers, and Howard Eskin said on the radio that this was the most focused professional team that he had ever seen. You know, I think our team, as this year has moved on, has become tremendously focused on the task at hand. We didn't see any hot dogging. We didn't see any selfishness. This team brought different high scores almost every week. Last week, for instance, in the last game Friday night, they found that Priest Ramsey could take the ball to the hole underneath, and that's exactly what they did. They set him up. He scored 23 points. He led them in scoring. They do what has to be done. And you've got to hope that they can keep this attitude up as they move into the playoffs. This is what winning teams do.
Well, the key, Jim, is that they play outstanding defense. You know, even if they have an off night scoring, their defense is incredible. The way they can just take another team's leading scorer out of the game. And the way they can steal the ball and so on. So I think that's what's saving them. Even tonight when I say, okay, maybe they'll have an off game. Maybe they'll take some bad shots, they'll try a few dunks and so on. But usually that doesn't affect your defense. Defense is kind of like an instinct. You play it by instinct. And it's very seldom that you have an off game defensively, even though you might have an off game offensively. And so I don't expect much of a game tonight, but then I think of the Tyson fight a couple nights ago, so you never know.
That's true, you never know. And you know, Coach Cresswell certainly isn't downplaying this game, and I'm sure he's let his players know that, because he recognizes that this is a big week for them. Tonight, and then Thursday night, the Eagles go to Abington. And he has no margin of error. You cannot afford to lose the game, because the difference between being seated number 1 in the district and being seated 3 or 4 spaces down could very easily mean that you end up playing a much higher team further down the playoffs. Instead of getting that 8th place team in the quarterfinals, for instance, you get the 5th or 6th place team. And there are going to be teams like Pinwood and Ridley and maybe a Council Rock sitting out there. And you certainly don't want to take that chance. If you can finish first and get those 2 home games and maintain that top seed, that's what you want to do.
And I'll tell you, Jim, you mentioned teams like Council Rock and teams like, Chester and those teams, and it looks like we should steamroll over them. But in high school ball, it's not always that way. You can have a bad night, and they can have a good night. And you only have to think back to the Christmas tournament to see what happens when we played Plymouth. Who would, looking at that score now, who would believe it? Who would believe what Plymouth did to Norristown that night? And Plymouth has had many games that they barely won. So high school ball, anything can happen.
Yeah, I think that game, Frank, that we keep referring to might have been an aberration, because one of the things, again, that we noticed with this team, I think they've discovered that they can count on any of their starters to give them the scoring punch that they need. You know, if Binky happens to be off, okay, Flowers will pick them up, or Ramsey will get them underneath, or Thompson and Evans will hit those 10 and 12 footers. And that means from a team, and defenses have tried it against the Eagles this year, you can't take just one man out of the game. North Penn last week, and I think North Penn had a pretty decent basketball team, played a triangle in 2. They wanted to take Johnson and Flowers out of the game. Well, what happens? Thompson has a good night. Ramsey absolutely destroys them underneath. And when they have to go out of that defense, now Flowers and Johnson come on. All 5 starters go into double figures. How do you defense a team like that?
And North Penn did defense Norristown about as best as anybody could. You know, assuming Norristown is playing their normal game. And as we said last week, just looking at that game, you would have thought it was a lot closer than the score showed. North Penn never really gave up, and they did play good defense, but Norristown was having a good game, and it was just too much for them.
I think the really interesting thing tonight will be to see what happens in the first few minutes. The Eagles this year have started fairly slowly, and then all of a sudden they just explode. I talked to Cresswell tonight, and I said what we both mentioned last Friday. You're sitting here, you don't think anything about it, and all of a sudden you look at the scoreboard and we've zoomed out to a 16-point lead. We are a remarkably explosive team. The Central Bucks West starters for tonight's game will be a 10th grader, number 11, Ryan Moore at guard. Another 10th grader, number 14, David Finkbeiner, Coach Wayne Finkbeiner's son at guard. Number 35, Bob Waskey, a 6'1" senior. And number 43, Chris Moore, a 6'5" forward. And number 15, Doug Mccauley, a 6'6" senior. The Bucks go with 3 senior starters and 2 sophomores, and will also play several other sophomores, which means they could have 4 players coming back next year who will help them. The Eagles will go with their normal starting lineup of Mike Evans, Howard Flowers, Dana Binky Johnson, Priest Ramsey, and Jeff Thompson. This is the team that has carried them so far, and hopefully will carry them further. We are ready for the national anthem.
Norristown cheerleaders. A new tradition started this year, started about 3 or 4 games ago, and it looks like something that's going to hang on for quite some time. Girls do a nice job.
Yeah, at halftime, Frank, we're going to have a chance to talk to 2 of the co-captains, junior Janet Cresswell and senior Rochelle Woodbury. And maybe one of the things we can pose to them is just a question of where they got the idea to do that. It certainly is a nice tradition. We're ready for tip-off, ladies and gentlemen. Very important game for the Eagles. They certainly don't want any letdown from what they've been doing so far. Tip. Calls on the yellow ball. I think it's because Ramsey came down with that ball after the tip. Tossing will be handled by number 14, Dave Finkbeiner. Norristown in their full court press. Ball is over to Waskey, who will handle the ball with the left hand. Waskey finds Moore. Moore looking on the reverse dribble. Evans playing him. Back outside to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner up top. Being hounded by Binky Johnson, who steals the ball from him. There are those quick hands of the Norristown players. Evans on the drive, and he's hit by Ryan Moore. And there were the quick hands that we've talked about so often this year. And we notice it once again. This is the second time in a row. Binky has given up the number 32 and is wearing number 42. And we'll have to turn this over, another assignment for Glenn Martin to let us know eventually why Johnson has changed numbers recently. That's unusual for somebody. Ball players, a lot of them are very superstitious and do not dream about changing numbers in mid-season.
Now, Jim, this has to be one of the tallest teams Norristown has played this year.
Good.
Central Bucks has some height out there, a boy 6'6", a boy 6'5".
Norristown battling on the board, 2 rebounds. Jeff Thompson puts the ball up after Johnson misses 2, and that's unusual because our foul shooting has been very good recently. Finkbeiner with the ball. High pass goes underneath. Back. There goes number 15, Doug Mccauley, on the drive, and he's fouled. Foul on the Eagles.
That was a nice play there with the Bucks big men. As I said, they're going 6'5" and 6'6". They're taller than the Eagles. Of course, the Eagles have that jumping ability. It'll be interesting to see how long the Bucks can jump with the Eagles. Mccauley with the first one up and in. That foul was on Binky Johnson, his first. Mccauley will be ready with a second. Mccauley has a brother who plays a lot too, a 10th grader. There it is, it's good, and with 7 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first period, it's 2-2. Johnson moving very quickly over to Flowers, outside of Johnson, on the move, back to Flowers over on the left-hand corner. Finds Johnson up top. Binky moving to the right. Looking around with a dribble, looks for the long jumper. It's up off the front of the rim, no good. Ramsey with a rebound to Thompson. Thompson up, yes, he nets it with a short jumper. Nice play by Priest Ramsey to keep that ball alive. And Ramsey has certainly come alive in the last couple games, and that would help them a lot if he could maintain that level of play into the playoffs. I think that last game really built up his confidence. Now he's really trying to take charge out there, and I think it'll help the team quite a bit going into the playoffs.
Central Bucks West loses the ball. Flowers to Johnson. Johnson with a jumper from the corner, no good, real short. On the breakup court, it's Waskey. Waskey on the move. Pass over. Shot is strong off the rim by Finkbeiner. Rebound is in by Mccauley with 2. Mccauley is a big 6'6" forward. He's got all 4 points, and the score is tied at 4. Thompson on the move, finds Flowers over in the left-hand corner. Underneath to Ramsey. Ball off the board. Moore on the breakup court, slows it down, settles with the ball. It's Ramsey outside. They fall back into a man-to-man. Finkbeiner on the drive, all the way in with a layup. Good. On the baseline, and Central Bucks West up by 2 here in the first 2 minutes, 6-4. Binky Johnson on the left-handed dribble. Finds Flowers. Flowers wide open. Passes up the shot over to Evans. Evans to Johnson, to Ramsey underneath. And there's that eyesight, the good vision by Binky Johnson as he finds Priest underneath. And he will hit that open man, as will Flowers. If they are there, the ball will get to them. Finkbeiner goes outside into Mccauley on the move. Ball taken away. Ramsey with a control. Stolen back. Jump shot up strong off the board by Moore. Evans on the rebound, breaking. Howard Flowers in the center. Finds Evans on the right. Pulls up for the jumper. Off the board, no good. Ramsey puts it back. Offensive rebound. Priest Ramsey. Eagles 8, Central Bucks West 6, 5 minutes and 18 seconds left. There goes Waskey on the move, looks for the jump, but he's got to travel. There's a good call by the official. Waskey looked for the foul, but Waskey was on the move before any contact was made. Pinky Johnson moving the ball up on the right-hand side. Comes up to the top of the key. Central Bucks West looks as though they're in a zone defense. Thompson, strong, no good. Ramsey, as he's falling to the floor, puts up the rebound. Nice offensive rebound again by Priest Ramsey. Central Bucks quickly on the move. There's Moore underneath. Shot goes up, no good. Battle for the rebound. And there's a foul on number 43, 6'5" senior Chris Moore. His first foul.
I'm not quite sure what kind of a defense the Bucks are playing. They came down and looked like they set up in something, but then they kind of immediately grabbed men as soon as they Norristown
looks
came
like
down
it might
with
be
the
a
ball.
1-2-2. There's Pinky Johnson over on the right-hand side of the basket. Moves in, takes the jumper. All right. Reaching from behind him, Chris Moore, but Johnson up high. Makes the jumper. Eagles by 4, 10-6. And there goes the steal again. Flowers batted the ball to Johnson. Johnson back to Thompson. Nice play. Johnson passes up the jump shot to get into the hands of Thompson. Thompson with 6, leading the Eagles in this early surge. Goes the pass underneath. Left-hand shot by Waskey. No good. Evans on the rebound. Over to Johnson. Transition game. There goes the lob pass. Oh! What a great play that was. Jeff Thompson leaping with the one hand. Looked as though he almost lost control and put it in. Once again, Pinky Johnson showing that vision of his. There goes the pass over to Mccauley. The shot is up off the rim. No good. Foul on number 41, Mike Evans of the Eagles.
Jim, how many points does Glenn have for Thompson over there?
Thompson has 8 points already, breaking fast. And there's the timeout for Central Bucks West. Smart timeout. They were hanging in there. It was 6-4. They were up. Norristown has scored 10 straight points. There's that explosive quality we've talked about so often. And with 3 minutes and 53 seconds left in the first period, the Eagles are up 14-6.
And Jim, Jeff Thompson has to be one of the steadiest ball players I've ever seen. You know, you talk about this player having an off night or a bad night and this player having a good night. I don't remember Jeff Thompson having a bad night. He's just a steady ball player out there, offensively and defensively. And I honestly cannot say I can't remember him having a bad night.
All right, teams returning to the floor. Eagles have 8 rebounds already this period, and Priest Ramsey with 3, Mike Evans and Jeff Thompson both with 2, and I think at least 4 of them are offensive rebounds, which show how the Eagles crash the boards and get those second and third shots, which give you a lot of layups. Foul shot by Mccauley is good. He's 3 for 3 on the foul line. 14-7, Eagles lead. Here again with 3 minutes and 53 seconds left in the first period. Second shot up and good. Eagles by 6. Not wasting any time. Ramsey on the inbound to Flowers. There goes a trap. Ball taken by Central Bucks West, taken back by Ramsey. Retrieved by Central Bucks, almost stolen by Flower. Waskey on the move in with a layup, and it's 14-10 Norristown. And Central Bucks West has now moved out into what looks like a 1-2-2 zone press, picking up at half court. They've moved their zone out a little bit, trying to force the Norristown Eagles away from the basket, but that may give the Eagles some easy baskets underneath. Drive by Johnson, missed a foul. There goes fast break Moore, turns around, finds Waskey underneath with a left hand. Nice pass by number 11, Ryan Moore, over to Waskey. 14-12, the Bucks trail by 2. Ball to Flowers. Flowers looks to Johnson up top of the circle. Johnson moving to the right, finds Thompson. There goes the steal. It's Moore on the drive for the layup. No good. Much too strong. Thompson on the rebound. And we have a foul by Finkbeiner.
I think what the Bucks have done, they discovered that if they keep their zone close to the basket, Norristown is killing them on the transition game when bringing the ball up.
Yeah, they've tried to move. Now they fall back, however. A ball over to Flowers. Flowers back to Johnson. Johnson waving Flowers over. Finds Thompson. Thompson with a jump shot from the right hand. Strong off the rim. Rebound controlled by Mccauley for the Bucks. Over to Finkbeiner, moving up on the right. Finkbeiner. There goes the pass underneath, and it's Mccauley scoring, and the Bucks just as quickly have rattled off 8 straight points to make it 14-14. And Mccauley has 8 points, leading Central Bucks West. Foul looks like it's on number 11, Ryan Moore.
Well, you'll recall last week, Jim, that Norristown was losing at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, but that was to North Penn, Frank. I don't think this was expected tonight. Johnson moving outside, and Central Bucks West hanging tub here. Very tough so far. Finds Evans, back to Johnson. Johnson on the move, going all the way. Breaks in, ball partially blocked. Evans on the rebound. Offensive rebound and basket by Mike Evans. Eagles by 2 with 2 minutes left here in the first period. Waskey finds ball blocked by Thompson. Moore tried to get the ball off. Flowers on the fast break, stops with a jumper off the right-hand side. Ramsey on the rebound, up, battles again. Evans with the rebound, no good. Evans again loses the ball out of bounds. But there were the Eagles with at least 3 offensive rebounds. And if the Eagles keep hitting the boards like that, sooner or later they're going to start racking up those layups, and the score is going to mount. Goes the inbound pass to Moore. Moore looks for Finkbeiner. There's the trap and Finkbeiner dribbles out of bounds, and there's Ramsey and Johnson putting the pressure on him. The press disrupts Central Bucks, and the Eagles take the ball.
You know, surprisingly, Jim, there have been no substitutions
Well,
yet.
here comes Mayers off the bench, just as you say that, Frank, ready to come in the game. Evans with the ball outside, looks for Johnson. Johnson about 5 feet past the top of the circle, sees the jumper, finds Evans underneath. Yes, that's got to be Johnson's 4th assist tonight.
Oh, that was a beautiful play.
He sees that open man, and you know, Frank, that's something that's got to make you, if you're on the team, you've got to love it, because you know he's going to get the ball to you if you're open.
Yep.
You go for that open spot, Johnson gets it to you. Shot missed by Central Bucks. Johnson on the fast break, finds Evans underneath. Evans to Ramsey, and there's a foul. Foul will be on Mccauley, his first.
You know, the Norristown players, tonight, they look almost somewhat bored out there. You know, they don't have the intensity they have against an opponent who's supposed to give them a good game. Perhaps that'll pick up as the game goes on, but I just don't see some real intensity out there.
Well, here comes Mayers and Thomas off the bench, and Crestwell shaking up the troops here to see if he can get a combination going. Jeff Thompson, Howard Flowers sitting down temporarily. Ramsey will be ready. I think he's shooting 1-and-1. Shot is up, no good. Battle for the board, and it's Jeff Thomas on the rebound. But that play was made. Yeah, but the play was made by Mike Evans. Mike Evans kept that ball alive, got it over to Thomas. Nice fake. And Thomas draws the foul. He should be shooting 2.
You know, I'm not sure they're going to give him 2 shots here. I'm not sure whether they're calling that a shot or a pass.
Oh, you're right. It's 1-and-1. Foul is on Mccauley. Thomas with a shot up and good. Nice left-handed shot. Easy motion. Very fluid. Eagles up by 5, 19-14. And this has been a game of stretches, Frank, a game of runs. Yeah. Norristown runs the lead. Central Bucks West come back. Norristown 5 in a row. Second shot is up, good. 20-14, Norristown, 58 seconds left, and the pressure falls back, picking them up as they move up the center court. It's number 35, Waskey with the ball, over to Finkbeiner. Bad pass, there, Johnson has it, Evans on the steal, ball to Evans in the left-hand side, the jumper no good, but Thomas high to get the boards, to Johnson. Johnson with a fake, jump shot up, no good again. There's the tip by Mayers, no good. Thomas underneath with a spin, no good. Moore finally comes off with the rebound, looks around and finds number 30, John Brabazon, who is just in the game for Central Bucks West. Brabazon is a 6'2", 10th grader, 3rd sophomore to see action here for Central Bucks. And Finkbeiner pulls the ball outside, and Central Bucks may be waiting for the last shot as we move down toward 10 seconds. There's Brabazon with the ball, over to Finkbeiner, back to Brabazon. Makes the fake, over to Waskey. Waskey looks underneath. There goes the ball to Mccauley. Mccauley on the drive and makes it as the buzzer sounds. First period, Norristown 20, Central Bucks West 16. And Coach Wayne Finkbeiner for the Bucks has to be happy with that first period.
Oh, he certainly does, Jim. This game was supposed to be a runaway. And I'll tell you, you know, that height is helping him out there. again, it's the same old question. How long are those guys going to be able to jump with Norristown? With Norristown putting in fresh subs and so on, and the game lasts 4 quarters and not 1 quarter, how long are they going to be able to jump with the Norristown bench?
We should find this out at the second period. This is the period that Norristown has had a tendency to streak and to put some distance between themselves and the other teams. Doug Mccauley, 6'6" senior forward for Central Bucks West, has 10 points and 3 rebounds already, playing quite a game. For Norristown, Mike Evans has 4, Priest Ramsey has 4, Jeff Thompson has 8. They are the high scorers leading Norristown so far. Norristown will inbounds right in front of our position here as the second period begins. It's Johnson handling the ball on the outside. Mayers and Thomas remain in the lineup. Johnson moving on the right, and now it looks as though Central Bucks is going to a man-to-man. They find Mayers underneath, pass by Johnson. We're going to have a foul on number 43, Chris Moore. And you could hear Cresswell yelling, man-to-man, man-to-man, alerting this team to the fact that Central Bucks had switched a defense.
You know, Jim, Central Bucks is committing quite a few fouls out there.
Yeah, Frank, that's the 3rd foul on their 6'5" forward, Chris Moore. He sits down, Finkbinder sits down, and into the lineup are number 32, Eric Mccauley, Doug Mccauley's brother.
He's a 6'2", 10th grader, too.
Yep, and
yeah,
back in the lineup is Ryan Moore. Yes, they have quite a few 10th graders at play. In fact, I think there are 4 of them in there right now. 4 sophomores and 1 senior, which means that Coach Finkbinder has something to look forward to in the next few years. This is Moore, number 11. Quick hands again by Johnson. Johnson going all the way, and he's hit by number 30, Brabazon, and that's actually a good foul.
Well, Jim, that's one way to keep Norristown from scoring is to keep fouling them, but the only trouble is you're going to run out of players.
Flowers and Thompson are back in the lineup, and this is Evans and Ramsey going to sit down. So the only starter who has been in there the whole time is Dana Johnson, as Cresswell once again makes judicious use of his bench, keeping the troops fresh for the kind of transitional game that is so important for Norristown. Johnson's foul shot is up, around and out, and uncharacteristically for Dana, Dana's 0 for 3 tonight from the foul line. Johnson ready with a dribble. There we go, ball is up good. There's that easy rhythm for Dana again. And it's 23-16, Norristown, 7 minutes and 31 seconds left. Ball's in the hands of Eric Mccauley. Mccauley finds Waskey. He's being surrounded, gets it to Brabazon. Underneath to Doug Mccauley, missed. An attempted tip there by number 32, Eric Mccauley, and he misses. And Central Bucks goes back into defense. And I believe they're back in their zone now. They weren't sure because somebody was open. Ball comes deep to Flowers. Flowers looks for Mayer underneath. Ball goes off of Rich Mayer's hands, out of bounds. Central Bucks West inbounds. It's Doug Mccauley to trigger the pass. Over to Moore. Moore, number 11, will handle the ball. Looks for Waskey. Waskey has it with Howard Flowers playing him. Ball is up to number 32, Eric Mccauley. Over to Waskey, inside to Doug Mccauley. He finds Brabazon underneath. Back to Doug Mccauley. Ball hit by Norristown. A lot of passing there, but you think they'd almost be better off, particularly as they get close in there, to get the ball up toward the basket. Here goes to Eric Mccauley. Looks like we have a foul. It is before the shot. It's on Jeff Thomas of Norristown. That's his first. And Central Bucks West will inbounds under their own baskets. Number 11, Moore, will handle the inbound pass. Looks for Doug Mccauley. Fall away jumper up. Good. Mccauley with 12 points, sparking the Bucks so far as they close the margin to 5 with 6 minutes and 35 seconds left here in the second period. Dana Johnson outside on the drive, moves in, stops, finds Mayer with the easy layup. That's got to be Johnson, at least the 6th assist for Johnson. And that's why he's so valuable. He's got just 2 points, 3 points tonight, but he's stolen the ball, he's played tough defense, and he set up the offense. You can't ask much more than that from a player. Ball goes over to Waskey. Thomas on the break, almost a steal, and he didn't like that call, but he may have hit him as he was reaching around. Second foul on Jeff Thomas. And here comes some subs. Ramsey and Evans coming back in for the Eagles. David Finkbeiner coming in, replacing Brabazon for Central Bucks. And it will be Central Bucks inbounding underneath, as Norristown still has not gone over the limit of fouls. Finkbeiner with the ball. He's going to come deep. Does find Waskey. Waskey looks for Moore. Moore into Eric Mccauley with a short jumper up, no good. Ball batted around. Controlling is David Finkbeiner. Ball hit out of bounds by Dana Johnson. Central Bucks West once again will take control. 25-18 Norristown as we approach the 6-minute mark in the half. There's Doug Mccauley on the move with a little hook. Up no good. Rebound batted away. Finkbeiner has it. Comes out to Moore. Moore goes over to Waskey. Long jumpers up. No good. And it's Ramsey with the boards. Ball hit. Knocked out of bounds. Hit out of bounds by Central Bucks.
I'll tell you, Jim, but the Bucks are getting their shots. They're just not putting them in the basket. If they had made a couple of those shots, this would be some ball game.
We haven't seen a three-point shot yet, Frank, tonight, and that's very unusual, too, as we're heading down toward the 5-minute and 35-second mark. Here's Ramsey underneath with a jumper, up and in. Turnaround jumper by Priest Ramsey. 27-18.
Ramsey had 3 men on him, and he just went up between them and put it up.
Flowers knocking the ball out of bounds, went for the steal. Johnson harassing Waskey as he comes up court. Inbound pass to Waskey. Waskey on the dribble, finds Moore. Moore will left-hand it up over the court. Tries a spin move, almost loses the ball. Finkbeiner gets it. There goes the ball underneath to Mccauley, blocked by Evans. And it's a jump ball. The possession arrow faces Central Bucks West.
That was a great call by the ref, Jim. It was hard to see who the ball was out on. He immediately called a jump ball. Really good call.
Eric Mccauley thought he was all alone that time under the basket, but there was Evans right with him. There goes the ball to Doug Mccauley. Jumper from the foul line, around and out. Spun around, goes in for the rebound. Block knocked, ball blocked by Johnson.
Boy, that's got to be frustrating. That ball looked like it was more than halfway in the basket.
Finkbeiner once again handling the inbound pass. Looks for Mccauley, goes for the layup, a little too strong. On the rebound, his brother Eric Mccauley. And it looks like the Mccauley's underneath, controlling the board. Norristown in transition to Flowers. On the drive, jumper no good. Ramsey up high, but it's Evans with a rebound. In, offensive rebound, Mike Evans. Basket, Mike Evans, and he's fouled. The foul is on Doug Mccauley, his second. And it will be Evans going to the foul line for Norristown. Evans now with 6 points, and 2 of his baskets have come on offensive rebounds as he's strong off the board and follows up. That's good position for Mike Evans, 6'3" senior.
And this is, as I said, this is the tallest team Norristown has played, and they're giving them a pretty good ball game out there.
Missed foul shot by Evans, jump ball controlled, and the arrow is for Norristown. Substitute coming in is number 20, a 6'2" forward, Kevin Nagel for Central Bucks. And Nagel certainly adds a little bit of beef to their lineup. There goes Flowers with a three-pointer, no good. The rebound by Moore. Moore looks up court, finds Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner on the drive, Flower cuts him off. Johnson right there, it's Moore on the drive, almost loses the ball. And there's Eric Mccauley in, no good. 2 battling for the rebound. It's Nagel underneath, no good. Evans out with a rebound to Johnson. Johnson on the break, goes, finds Jeff Thompson. But we've got a foul before that. It's going to be on number 14, Finkbeiner. And this should be a shooting foul, one-on-one. Dana Johnson on the fast break.
Jim, it's incredible to me how many shots from right under the basket the Bucks have missed. They're just, you couldn't be any closer to the basket. They go up and they seem to slam the ball up there instead of using a soft touch.
You know what it looks like, Frank? It almost looks as though they expect a Norristown player to be coming in and blocking the ball.
That's probably
And so they're too strong with their shots. That's very possible. There goes a jump shot, no good. Nagel on the rebound. Foul underneath on number 33, Priest Ramsey. And it will be Nagel going for 2 shots. And Central Bucks West is coming on the boards. They're beginning to hold their own on the board.
Well, I think probably we'll see 2 things happen in this game. One is Central Bucks is going to tire out a little, and another is I think they're going to have some people foul out.
Yeah. They have been substituting though pretty freely, Frank, and that's got to help them. You know, that's something we've learned from in the past. Norristown timeout. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the first period. The Eagles of Norristown 29, the Central Bucks West Bucks 20.
Does Glenn have a total foul count there for the Bucks?
Yeah, it looks like 10 fouls already. That's a lot of fouls. He is going deep to his bench, though, and the only starter so far in any real foul trouble is Chris Moore. Now, of course, that takes a 6'5" big man out, but he didn't appear to be the dominant big man. It's Mccauley. Doug Mccauley seems to be getting rebounds, and now Nagel has come in, and also 6'2" Eric Mccauley seems to be pretty strong under the boards and has done a pretty good job off the boards and helping to get some rebounds.
Well, they're getting rebounds and they're getting their shots. They're just not making those close-in shots.
Glenn Martin has just told me that Norristown's foul shooting tonight is 5 for 11, which is very uncharacteristic of them recently, and not something that you want to see happen as you're getting ready for playoff action.
Well, Jim, and most of their points seem to be coming from underneath. I don't see too many jump shots from the 10 to 12-foot range.
Nagel makes both shots, 7-point Eagle margin. Flowers very quickly up court, over to Johnson. Johnson looked for the jumper, comes back outside. About 10 feet above the circle, underneath Evans, good pass, and there's a foul, clearly cut. Evans hit by number 32, Eric Mccauley.
They were playing a standard 2-3 zone that time.
Norristown height beginning to take over there as they're beginning to find their men underneath.
Well, you know, since Norristown isn't making their foul shots or the longer jump shots, if I were the Bucks coach, I would play tight under the basket and force Norristown to start making those outside shots.
Right. Evans up with the foul shot and good. Margin extended to 8 for Norristown. I believe the 9-point margin is the largest margin that they have had tonight. Evans ready on the dribble. Second shot is up off the rim, no good. Nagel with a strong rebound. Looks for Brabazon. Evans almost had the steal. Flowers does have the steal. There's Evans down court. On the move into the basket. Oh. And there's an offensive foul called on Mike Evans.
He called charging, Jim, but I think an instant replay would show something else.
My only problem with that, Frank, is I think it probably was a charge, but he also waved off the basket. So that not only does Norristown get a charge, but they don't get the 2 points. Central Bucks having trouble getting the ball up court. Nagel looks for Brabazon on the break, finds Eric Mccauley. Mccauley up too far, underneath, and there goes Ramsey and Nagel, and it almost looked like they were going to crash heads. Finkbinder with a jumper, no good. Evans strong off the board to Johnson. Johnson on the transition, almost looked underneath. There's Flowers finds Thompson. Jump ball, possession arrow favoring Central Bucks. And it's Kurt Lever into the ball game for Evans. Evans goes out with 7 points and 7 rebounds. Strong rebounding game for Michael Evans.
Well, Jim, there's nothing wrong with the way the Bucks are playing. It's just that their shooting is terrible.
They break the press with Moore on the dribble. Moore finds Eric Mccauley. Mccauley over to Moore. Moore on the dribble, back to Finkbinder. And this is not a big team that Central Bucks West has now. There goes the block by Johnson. I think their tallest man is 6'2". And I'll tell you, the Eagles ought to try to force the ball inside this time and see whether Central Bucks West can stop them. There goes Nagel on a jump shot.
Well, and Nagel should have made that shot. I mean, they're just missing too many of those little close-in layups. It's just incredible.
Foul that time is on Ramsey, and immediately off the bench is Richard Mayers to replace him. Nagel will be going to the line. He just was on the line with 2, made them both. Eagles lead by 8 with 2 minutes and 56 seconds left here in the first half. Nagel's foul shot up and good, and he's 3 for 3.
And I think if the Bucks were shooting 50% within 4 feet of the basket, they'd be winning at the moment.
Second shot no good, strong. Lever high for the rebound. 7-point Eagle lead as they're under 3 minutes left in the half. Dana Johnson with the ball, looks for Flowers up top of the circle. Flowers over to Jeff Thompson. In the left-hand quarter, Johnson back outside. They come around, find Thompson. Goes on the move with a jumper. The basket is waved off, and we have another offensive foul against Jeff Thompson. And Coach Cresswell just shakes his head. Not happy with that call, but what can you do? Second offensive foul on Norristown. Central Bucks breaks the press. Nagel on the dribble, stops, looks back outside to Finkbeiner, over to Brabazon. Fakes the jumper, out to Finkbeiner. There goes the trap on Finkbeiner. He breaks it, comes around, out to Brabazon. Johnson and Flowers trying to trap him. Pass almost lost into Eric Mccauley with a jumper, good. And Jeff Thompson almost got that ball, but just missed. 30-25 Eagles as we approach the 2 minutes mark in the first half. Flowers fakes the jumper, now comes up with it, up, in and out. Kurt Lever on the rebound, good. Good
Nice
position,
follow-up by
6 foot inch, 11th grader, Kurt Lever, puts the Eagles back by 7. Moore on the dribble, it's Thompson trying to trap with Lever. Over to Brabazon, outside to Moore. Moore looks for Finkbeiner, and there's the first three-pointer of the night. David Finkbeiner, 5 foot 10 inch, 10th grader, son of Coach Wayne Finkbeiner, makes it 32-28 Eagles, and the Bucks hang tough. Pinky Johnson answers with a 2-pointer, 34-28 Norristown. Finkbeiner looking for Brabazon over on the right, comes across court to Moore, they break the press. Moore underneath, bad pass stolen by Mayer. Mayer's to Johnson, moving down. Johnson fakes, looks for Mayer underneath. Ball is off of Rich Mayer's hands, and Central Bucks again will inbound the pass under the Norristown basket.
Last time, Jim, the Central Bucks did go to a 2-3 zone tight under the basket. It looked like they are going to give Norristown that 10 or 12-foot jump shot.
Until the Eagles start hitting it, that's a smart thing to do. Then when Norristown starts hitting it, you've got to come out. You can't stay back there. Nagel looks for Mccauley. Mccauley on the dribble again, up off the underside of the basket, bothered by Mayers. Flower on the drive, finds Lever. Nice pass, assist, Howard Flowers. And that's what Norristown does best, the transition game. Lever on the basket, Norristown by 8 with 44 seconds left. Nagel driving, Strong on the rebound, no good. Mccauley on the rebound, no good. Nagel follows and puts it in. 6-point Eagle margin with 33 seconds left in the first half. We keep waiting for Norristown to break out. Johnson with the ball to Flowers. Flowers in the corner to Thompson. Jumper, yes. About 8 feet from the right-hand side of the basket. It's Jeff Thompson. 38-30. There comes Nagel. 14 seconds left to Brabazon. Over to Finkbeiner. Back to Brabazon. Over to Nagel. And someone's going to have to shoot in a hurry. There goes the steal. Flowers on the drive. There's 3 seconds. He's in to Mayer. Mayer's on the drive. Just misses. And at halftime, we have Norristown 38, Central Bucks West 30.
I'll tell you, Jim, I'm quite surprised. I think Central Bucks is playing one heck of a game. It's just their terrible shooting that's killing them. And like I say, if all their shots within 5 feet of the basket, if they were shooting 50% within that distance, they would be winning this ball game.
Yeah, they would be ahead by quite a bit, no question about that. We will be back momentarily, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have an interview with 2 of the Norristown High School cheerleaders, and Glenn Martin will be here with the statistics. Glenn hasn't had to work quite as hard as he has other nights because Norristown is not on that 100-point roll right at this point. Halftime here, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, the Norristown Eagles leading 38-30 over Central Bucks West. And it's my pleasure to have with me 2 of the co-captains, cheerleaders for Norristown this year. On my far left, Jana Cresswell, a junior, and Rochelle Woodbury, a senior. I'd like to talk with them a little bit to give you an idea of what these young ladies do during the course of a week. Jana, we know that cheerleaders, it's not just a question of showing up here at night and doing the game. About how much time do you spend and what kind of things do you do during the week?
Well, on Wednesdays, we have a 2-hour practice, which is we work on stunts and cheers. And then before each game, we come here early to work more on our stunts and our cheers. So in the winter time, it takes up, we have 2 practices and then 1 game. In the winter, we have 1 practice and 2 games.
Okay. Will you also be going to some competitions later on? Doing it?
No, we're hoping that next year, as we build our squad and it gets better, that we'll be able to go on to competitions.
Okay. We've been very curious about a tradition that you started, I believe, 3 games ago, doing the Star Spangled Banner. It's great. We really enjoy it. Where'd you get the idea?
Well, we were at some of the schools, and they had 1 or 2 cheerleaders singing the Star Spangled Banner. And Miss Kingner thought it might be a nice idea if our whole squad together sang, because it was kind of different.
Have you had a chance to hear yourself yet doing it over?
No, I haven't caught it.
Listen, it sounds good. You really do a very good job. Another thing I'd like to talk to both of you about, both Jana and Rochelle are very, very good students. They are not just cheerleaders, they're not airheads, anything like this. I've had them both in class, and I can speak from firsthand experience. Rochelle, what are some of the other things that you do here in school besides cheerleading?
Well, I put most of my time into the Black Student Union and Honor Society. I'm also an academic decathlon team at DECA.
All right. And Jana, what about you?
Student council, I'm active in, and class congress, and then I work outside of school too.
All right. We wish, frankly, that all of our students would be like these 2 young ladies who are getting a lot out of high school and, frankly, are giving a great deal to high school. Rochelle is a senior and will not be back next year. And I know, Rochelle, that you have a very, very bright future in front of you. What are some of your plans for next year?
I hope to go to Princeton or Duke. I'm not sure which one yet. And major in English, and then to go and become a lawyer one day.
Very good. Both excellent schools, by the way. You're going to plan and follow through with your cheerleading when you get?
Oh, yeah, I hope to.
Very, very good. I want to thank both you young ladies. You're a real credit to our high school, and it's really a joy having people like you representing us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I'd like to turn it over now to Glenn Martin, who will give the halftime statistics. Glenn?
Thanks, Mr. Nelson. For the Central Bucks West, Doug Mccauley with 12 points and 4 rebounds. David Finkbeiner with 5 points. Kevin Nagel with 5 points and 4 rebounds. Foul shooting, very good foul shooting for the Bucks, 7 for 8. Rebounding, Norristown has the edge, 25 to 18. Total fouls, 11 fouls on the Bucks. In foul trouble is Chris Moore with 3 fouls. For Norristown, 8 fouls. No one is in foul trouble. The leading scorers for Norristown: Mike Evans with 7 points and 7 rebounds. Priest Ramsey with 6 points and 6 rebounds. Jeff Thompson with 10 points and 3 rebounds. Jeff Thomas with 2 points. Rich Mayers and Kurt Lever with 4 points each. And free throw shooting, not as good as Norristown is known for. 6 for 13 from the free throw line, including Mike Evans 1 for 5. The halftime score is surprising 38 to 30 lead for Norristown. Please stay tuned for the second half of basketball.
Second half beginning. Dana Johnson handing the ball for Norristown. Again, Eagles up by 8 as they move into Central second half. And Central Bucks West played a strong first half.
Yeah, Jim, and it looks like they're going to give us the outside shot. They just want to cut us off inside.
There goes Evans on the jumper. Strong. Waskey on the rebound. Johnson playing him. Ramsey also down court. Over to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner looks for Waskey. It'll be Waskey moving the ball up court. Finkbeiner. Moore back in. There goes it to Doug Mccauley. Ball no good. Mccauley on the rebound. Jumper up and good. Offensive rebound. Doug Mccauley, basket. Doug Mccauley. Eagles by 6 with 7 minutes and 23 seconds left. Johnson looks for the jumper, doesn't take it. Flowers from the corner, in and out. It's like the Eagles are snake bitten on that basket tonight. There goes Moore down court. Moore stops for the jumper, partially blocked by Norristown, out of bounds. Nice play.
And I'll tell you, Jim, Central Bucks has the idea they can win this ball game. They're out there to win it.
Finkbeiner inbounds. Can't find anybody. Almost a 5-second call there. There goes Mccauley. Flowers tries to time up. Finkbeiner looks outside, finds Moore. Moore over to Waskey. Waskey to Moore. Moore underneath to Mccauley. Off of Mccauley's chest, ball out of bounds.
And Jim, I'm still waiting for Norristown to get a little emotional out there. From the beginning of this game, they almost went out there like they were going into a practice game. I guess it's just tough for them to get emotional.
Well, they have to realize that this game is important in terms of district seeding. There goes Flowers in and out again. Second straight shot. Pass down court to Waskey. on the layup, almost too strong again, makes it. Eagles
we are in a
38,
four-point
Central
ball
Bucks
game.
34. Johnson bringing the ball up court, on the move, drives in, and he's hit on the drive. Foul is going to be on number 14, Finkbeiner, outside. Not a shooting foul, passing the ball. Johnson will inbounds under the Norristown, under his own basket. Looks outside to Flowers. Flowers goes to Johnson. Johnson on the move, fakes the jumper into Evans. Evans on a nice move, lays it up good. Eagles by 6. Central Bucks back fast. It's Moore on the dribble. Doesn't waste any time to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner looks for Waskey. Goes to Mccauley instead. A long jumper, strong. Here comes Evans. Norristown fast break. Evans moving up, over to Flowers. Flowers to Evans. Evans on the drive, good. And Mike Evans out quickly with his 11th point, leads the Norristown scores. Eagles by 8, 42-34, with just under 6 minutes left here in the third period. Waskey on the dribble, bats the ball around. There's the battle. Waskey controls, looking. There's another battle. This time it's Mccauley, scraps, gets the ball out to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner finds Waskey with a ball, nothing but air. Thompson brings it up to Johnson. Johnson looks underneath, nobody there, stops for the jumper, finds Ramsey, and we're going to have a walking call. Ramsey with too big a step.
And Jim, it's just a shame Central Bucks isn't a little more accurate on their shooting. They have a really good ball club.
Now, they're only 8-13 this year, Frank. And it's not a shame because they might be winning this game. So remember that. There goes Flowers on a steal, driving.
Oh, what a play by
Try to
Flowers.
get the ball into his left hand. We're going to have a foul on number 15, Doug Mccauley. That's his third foul. And they cannot afford to lose Doug Mccauley. There is no question about that. He has been their big gun so far tonight.
And I saw the Central Bucks coach telling his team, stay close under the basket, hold your position, he was hollering.
Central Bucks has just taken both their big men out, and Moore is huffing and puffing, and that makes their team a lot smaller. Number 20, Kevin Nagel has come in, and number 30, John Brabazon has come in. Flowers makes both, upping the Norristown lead to 10. First time the Eagles have been up by 10. And remember, this is what the Eagles have done in the past, coming alive in the second half. There goes a steal. Evans on the ball with a layup, good. Stole the ball, 12-point lead. Nagel on the inbound pass finds Waskey. Flowers covering him all over court. Battles him, almost a walk.
Oh.
No call. Over to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner moving up, dribbles over. Johnson attempts to steal. There goes Eric Mccauley. Back to Finkbeiner, hit by Johnson. It looks like ball's out of bounds. Going to Central Bucks. Quick timeout, good timeout. As Central Bucks had closed the margin to 38-34, and Norristown has quickly run off 8 straight points to go up again by 12 with 4 minutes and 43 seconds left in the third period.
But you know, Norristown still doesn't have that emotional intensity out there. It just looks like somebody trying to do something else, and there's a fly bothering them, and every now and then they take a swing at it. You just don't see that intensity that we've seen in other games.
Teams moving back out on the court. Eagles have just started now, beginning to pull away. It'll be interesting to see whether this is their stretch run that they move. Central Bucks is certainly not playing tonight like an 8-12 team. They look like a team that should have won some more games than that. There goes the steal, and we've got a foul on Flowers. Flowers hits him as he moves in for the steal. Does not like the call, but I think he hit him with the body. Finkbeiner will handle the inbounds pass. Back to Moore, number 11, moving over on Flowers. Flowers tries for the steal, ball over to Waskey. Waskey covered by Johnson. Goes over to Moore. Moore drives, but there's nowhere to go as Ramsey cuts off his move. Back to Finkbeiner to Waskey. The left-hand side with a three-pointer. He's got it. Second three-point basket for Central Bucks. 46-37 Norristown. Johnson quickly on the move. We have a foul outside by Waskey. That's not a bad foul by Waskey. Johnson had him clearly beaten to the baseline.
Jim, that last foul on Flowers, that's the kind of foul that if officials are going to call, Norristown is in real trouble because they play that tenacious defense, and if you get a couple officials who call every little bump, Norristown is going to be a team in deep trouble.
Louis Simmons has just come in to replace Flowers. Johnson from outside with a three, stretches the Eagle lead back to 12, 49-37, 4 minutes left here in the third period. Finkbeiner very quickly up court, looks underneath to Mccauley. Mccauley steps taken on the walk as he was bothered underneath. Nowhere to go, no shot to get off, and instead walked with the ball. Here comes Simmons on the dribble up court for Norristown. He's in the back court with Johnson, and Richard Mayers has just come off the bench to come in. Simmons finds Ramsey underneath with a jumper. Good, nice pass. Louis Simmons hitting Ramsey. There goes Central Bucks throwing the ball away, and this is what we expected, Frank.
But Jim, on that last play, when Ramsey got the ball, 3 guys had him surrounded. He went up for the basket. None of the 3 went up with him. They just stood and held their ground.
Well, there's no height in that lineup right now for Central Bucks. That's a problem.
But, I mean,
Doug Mccauley just came back in.
They didn't even leave the ground.
Mayers is in. Priest Ramsey has gone out. Finkbeiner, ball blocked by Evans. They're going for it. Evans and Simmons. Gold ball. It almost felt like we had a whistle sitting right here in our ear.
I'll tell you, Jim, I think I need a new ear.
Whoa.
Official blew that whistle right in my ear.
Okay, there goes the inbound pass to Mccauley. Mccauley looks for Waskey. Ball is stolen by Johnson, and there's an errant pass. Johnson on the move with a left hand off the front of the rim. Rebound Mccauley. Mccauley looks for Waskey. Comes down, finds Moore. Moore on the dribble underneath, over to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner with a fake, thinks twice about shooting, comes back to Moore. Moore to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner back to Moore. Moore underneath to Waskey. A little running one-hander underneath. Good pass in there by Moore. 51-39 Eagles. Johnson quickly up court. Johnson with a stutter step underneath to Thompson. Thompson tries to go underneath with a reverse layup. And there's a foul.
Well, Central Bucks, they are making good substitutions, and they're not tiring out. This is a team that I don't see that they're that tired out there because they're making substitutions quite often, and maybe this is the secret to playing Norristown, that you have to make substitutions whether you have the talent or not.
Nagel just went out. Eric Mccauley came back in. It will be Thompson shooting 2. First shot is up strong, no good. And again, the Eagles foul shooting. Simply not on tonight. I guess if you had to choose a game for the end of the year when the foul shooting is off, this might be the one that you want. Second shot by Thompson up and good. Flowers quickly off the bench, coming back in, and he's giving Dana Binky Johnson a rest. Eagles has Flower, Evans, Simmons, Thompson, and Mayers in there right now. Finkbeiner on the dribble, coming up court. Moves around Simmons, has to come back outside. 3 men trying to trap him, almost steal the ball. The foul is going to be on number 13, Howard Flowers. There's that Norristown pressure, and occasionally you will get fouls. You have to give them up. Moore over to Finkbeiner. Long jumpers up, good. Another 3-pointer. That's David Finkbeiner. Makes it 52-42, back to the 10-point margin. Top of the ball, Flower, ball hit, but Evans controls. Looks across to Thompson. Thompson with a jumper from just enough of foul line, no good. Rebound tip, Mike Evans. Nice play, that's an offensive rebound, Evans. 2 points, Mike Evans, who has 15 points to lead the Eagles scoring. There's another layup miss, this time by Moore.
Jim.
Rebound by Evans, finds Flowers. Flowers with a jumper from the foul line, good. Eagles 56, Central Bucks 42, Norristown by 14. Finkbeiner breaks the trap on the dribble, has to stop, finds Mccauley underneath with a layup, good. Foul's going to be on Mayers, and Doug Mccauley will go to the line shooting 1.
They're really hanging tough, Jim, and I'll tell you, they're playing Norristown as well as anyone, or better than anyone has just about this year. It's a shame they have such a poor shooting percentage.
Doug Mccauley leads all scorers with 16 points tonight. Quickly, Johnson and Ramsey back off the bench, and Evans and Thompson will go out. Cresswell keeps shaking up the troops, moving players in and out. Smart move. He's going to have fresh people in all the time. And he just took out the two people who are high scorers for Norristown so far tonight. Evans with 15, Jeff Thompson with 11. Evans also playing a sparkling game off the boards with 9 rebounds. Foul shot by Mccauley missed. Gets a rebound. Foul's going to be on number 42, Dana Johnson. 2 shots coming to Mccauley. Sorry, that foul was on Ramsey. I really think the foul was on Dana Johnson.
Did they call that on Ramsey?
Foul was given to Ramsey. It's his 3rd. Mccauley ready with a foul shot. It's up and good. Eagles by 11. 1 minute and 40 seconds left here in the 3rd period. Mccauley ready with a second one on the dribble. Shot is up. No good. And this time is David Finkbeiner on the rebound. Finds Waskey. Ball hit by Simmons. Stolen by Simmons. On the drive. Finds Johnson. Johnson in. No good. Rebound by Ramsey. Foul is going to be on number 32, Eric Mccauley. Not a shooting foul. Good hustle by Ramsey to get down and get that rebound. Norristown will inbounds under its own basket.
And some of the Norristown players seem to be getting a little
there's a
frustrated
foul this
out
time.
there.
It is going to be Ramsey going to the line. Must be over the limit. He'll be shooting 1-and-1. First shot is up. Good. That's what you want to see. That first shot in. Nagel off the bench for Central Bucks. He's coming in replacing Eric Mccauley. And Nagel, while he was in, did a pretty good job on the board, battling for those rebounds. Ramsey ready with a second. Shot is no good, off to the left. There goes Johnson controlling. Battling with him are 2 Westmen. Gets the ball back. Pass underneath. Ramsey underneath, off the bottom of the basket. Nice pass by Howard Flowers. But Ramsey bothered there, could not get the ball up. Partially blocked, out of bounds, Eagles ball. Ramsey has it in the corners. Looks outside to Simmons, back to... Louis Simmons out of the corner. 3-pointer. Eagles 60, 45. Stretch the lead to 15. There goes Brabazon. Ball batted around Ramsey, but that play was made by Flowers, who stuck the hand in. Simmons with a long jumper, no good. Rebound by Mayers, yes, reverse layup. Mayers strong off the offensive board. Eagles by 17 with 50 seconds left. There's Brabazon. Mayers on the block. The fans want walking, but it's going to be a foul on Mayers. And number 30, John Brabazon.
But that's a good foul. He didn't let him get the shot off.
There goes one of these souvenir basketballs rolling off the fan. Whoever had that ball just lost it. Brabazon will be shooting 2 for Central Bucks West. The Eagles lead by 17 with 47 seconds left here in the 3rd period. And again, it's been that very quiet explosion for Norristown. They're now up by 17, and it's what we've seen them do so often.
And you know, Jim, considering the number of easy shots that the Bucks missed, you can see the Bucks have a pretty decent team. Of course, they're much taller than the Eagles, and they're substituting a lot. I think they're substituting more than any other team we've seen the Eagles play this year. As a result, their players aren't tiring out.
Brabazon makes 2. Eagles by 15. 42 seconds left. You can be sure the Eagles are not going to hold the ball for a last shot. Johnson over on the right. Looks for the move. Comes in with a jumper from just past the foul line, about 13 feet. Johnson scores, now hits double figures with 10, and the Eagles have 3 players in double figures. There goes the press. Waskey hangs on. This time it's Brabazon. Gets the ball over to Waskey. Central Bucks controlled. Eagles almost had the steal. Goes the ball to Nagel. Pump fake. Goes for the drive. No good. Nagel with the rebound. Left hand. No good. Ball comes outside to Waskey. And there is a foul. It's going to be on number 11, Lou Simmons, with a foul.
I don't understand this officiating. Sometimes the refs will let them wrestle together out there and call nothing, and then they'll just someone will just softly bump someone and they call a foul.
Simmons and Mayer out of the lineup. Evans and Thompson back in for Norristown. Lasky will go to the line. He will be shooting 1-1 with 5 seconds left in the third period. Eagles up by 17. Foul shot is up strong, but Nagel on the rebound goes up and has it with 2 seconds left. Long desperation shot off the back wall, and at the end of 3 periods, it's the Eagles 64, the Bucks 49. A 15-point lead for the Eagles.
And I'll tell you, Jim, this game is a lot closer than I anticipated. Even 49 points there for the Bucks at the end of 3 quarters. That's quite surprising to me. And they should have a lot more. They missed a lot of really easy shots. This is one of the tighter games we've seen. This game is still winnable for the Bucks.
Yeah, I wrote highly unlikely that they're going to be able to come back.
Highly unlikely, but suppose they start shooting 60% instead of the 20% they've been shooting. I don't know the exact statistics, but they've missed so many easy shots under that basket. But of course, you got to give Norristown credit. They're always looking over their shoulders, waiting for someone to hit the ball.
Central Bucks West inbounding to start the 4th period. Cresswell actually has got to be quite happy that this team's had a fairly tough game tonight. You don't want to enter the districts with too many easy games behind you. Finkbeiner with the ball. Norristown looks like they're in a man-to-man right now. Flowers on Finkbeiner with a move. Jump shot is up and good. And Dave Finkbeiner has come alive in the second half. He's now got 10 points, hits double figures. Johnson, fake move on the drive, in underneath, up, good. Dana Johnson. That's 12 points for Binky. Eagles back up by 15, 66-51. Pass to Waskey, taken away by Johnson. Finds Ramsey up court, too far, tries to save it. Almost a good save to Flowers, but Finkbeiner comes away with it. Up to Brabazon. He's moving up court. Flowers picking him up. Back to Finkbeiner. Evans on him. There goes the ball to Doug Mccauley. He's got to move into the basket. Up, no good. Follows with a rebound up. Easy layup. Central Bucks West draws within 13 points with 6 minutes and 53 seconds left. Johnson up court. Jump shot up. Yes. And Binky Johnson is getting hot for Norristown. Mccauley to inbounds to Finkbeiner to Waskey. Waskey looks over to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner on the drive, backs off. He's not going to have a shot there. Looks underneath. And there we have a jump ball. Possession arrow favors Norristown.
Jim, there's no question that Central Bucks practice quite a bit against the press. They're all playing certain positions to bring the ball up against the press, and they're doing a fairly good job at it.
Brian Moore handling into the ball game for Central Bucks. Johnson on the drive, underneath, great pass to Ramsey, and Ramsey is hacked. I think that foul might be the number 4. It is number 4 on Doug Mccauley. And off the bench quickly is Chris Moore to replace Mccauley. Mccauley has 19 points. I'm wrong. Moore is in the game for Nagel. Really, at this point, it doesn't matter. I think you've got to leave Mccauley in. He's your high scorer.
Yeah,
he's getting rebounds underneath.
It would be pointless with 6 minutes left in the game.
Ramsey's going to be shooting 2. First shot is up. He makes it. And Priest Ramsey breaks into double figures. That's his 10th point. Eagles margin up to 69-53 at the 6:25 mark and left in the ball game. Ramsey misses a second. Mccauley goes high to get the rebound. Johnson with attempted steal. Mccauley controls, finds Moore. Moore over to Brabazon. Brabazon back to Moore, inside to Moore. Nice feed. Moore gets the bad. Johnson back with a fast break. Ball is hit by Mccauley, knocked out of bounds. And it will be the Eagles' ball underneath their own basket. Flowers, number 13, will handle the inbound pass. Finds Johnson deep. Johnson throws up a 3, strong off the rim. Thompson on the rebound, loses the ball, blocked by Mccauley, controlled by Finkbeiner. Evans and Flowers try to cut him off. The ball over to Brabazon, moves up on the left, finds Mccauley in the center. Mccauley with the move underneath, left hand up, no good. Ramsey with a rebound. Over to Johnson. Johnson on the break. He's going to go all the way, finds Thompson. Thompson with a little bucket underneath, about 4 feet from the basket. scores to make it 71-55. Jeff Thompson with 13 points. And that's another assist for Johnson. Brabazon finds Finkbeiner. Back to Brabazon. Long shot is up. Yes, he's got a three-pointer. 71-58. Norristown lead cut to 13 with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the ball game.
And I'll tell you, Jim, I never expected this to be a 13-point game at this point.
Thompson outside with a jumper from about 16 feet, no good. Evans almost with the rebound, but the ball goes over his hands. Finkbeiner driving down to Brabazon, to Moore underneath, loses the ball to Thompson. Thompson to Evans. Evans on the move, over to Flowers. Flowers looks for the jumper, back to Evans. Ah, yeah, what a pass by Malk Evans, and that's what you have to do. Evans didn't waste any time, tipped the ball right over to Ramsey. Ramsey with 12, and the Eagles scores. Evans with 15, Johnson 14, Thompson 13, Ramsey 12. And that's what we said before the game about the balanced scoring for the Eagles. They're showing it once again. Nagel coming back in the lineup, Moore going out. It'll be Ryan Moore, 6'2", 10th grader, handling the ball. Ramsey comes out of the lineup. Richard Mayers back in for Norristown. Pass goes into Nagel. Mayers underneath, hits him.
I'm not sure who he's going to call the foul.
That's Rich Mayers, number 3 on him. And it will be Nagel going to the line, shooting 2.
I think he called that on Thompson, Jim.
No, I don't think so. I think it was on Mayers. Nagel will shoot 2. First one is up and good. Eagles margin right now at 14 points. And the closest Central Bucks can get now is 13.
This is incredible to me. This is a game where I thought we would hit 100, and Central Bucks is just playing one heck of a game.
Flowers on the quick dribble. We got to remember for all of that, Frank, that the Eagles are still up by 13, which shows that, you know, they can be tested and they can maintain that lead. Johnson with a jump shot from the foul line. Eagles 75-60, 4 minutes and 20 seconds left. Still pressing. Mccauley down court, looks for Nagel underneath with a fake. And here's Thompson. I thought Thompson got the ball. I wonder who that foul is going to be on. It is on Jeff Thompson. Hits him on the elbow. Nagel right back to the foul line, shooting 2 again. And Jeff Thompson has 2 fouls. Nagel will be ready. Foul shot is up. Off the front of the rim, no good. He'll have one more. Trying to cut the Eagle lead to 14. Shot is up, around, no good. Evans, high to get the rebound. I think Evans is now in double figures in rebound. Flowers on the dribble up the right side. Looks for Thompson. Thompson with a jumper, good. Thompson just inside that foul line, about 14 feet from the basket, has been deadly tonight. Pushes the Eagle lead to 17. Here comes Moore over to Waskey. Waskey back to Moore. Moore with a long shot, no good, and it's Johnson high for the rebound. Finds Flowers all alone on the drive, good. That's one of the few easy fast break baskets the Eagles have had tonight. Flowers now with 6, Norristown by 19. Waskey coming down, looks up court. Mccauley has it.
Oh, well, that's an obvious
and Mayers
foul.
jumps right into him. Mayers shakes his head. He knew he fouled him. He was going for the steal, but he was just a step slow.
And you know, Jim, with a little over 3 minutes left in the game, I'm just noticing that the Central Bucks players are starting to tire out. They've really hung in it longer than just about anyone else has this year with the Eagles. They're just starting to show signs out there of huffing and puffing and not jumping quite as high.
Okay. Mccauley on the foul line. 79-62. Mccauley with 21 points now. Johnson quickly up court. There goes the long jumper. Strong off the board. Thompson for the rebound. No good. Mayers underneath. No good from underneath. Battling for the rebound off of Thompson's hands. But once again, we see that Eagle rebounding strength as they get 2 offensive rebounds. Mccauley to handle the ball, gets Moore. Moore finds Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner driving. There's the squeeze put on him by Johnson. He controls, finds Mccauley to Nagel. Nagel with a fake, ball hit by Thompson. Over to Johnson, long pass up court to Flowers. Smart move by Flowers, doesn't have the layup, goes back outside to Johnson. Johnson with the ball, finds Thompson in the corner. Looks like a 3-second call on Rich Mayers. And Central Bucks West will have the ball, calling timeout. 2 minutes and 57 seconds left tonight. Eagles 79, Central Bucks West 62. And Coach Cresswell has not had a chance really to clear his bench tonight.
No, and the Central Bucks coach has to be pleased with how they're playing. I don't know what he can do about a poor shooting percentage, but they're certainly playing fairly well defensively, and they're getting their share of the shots.
You know, I admire something else about Coach Finkbeiner. The way the districts are set up, any team can really go to the districts. His record is 8-13. He knows that his team really should not be in the playoffs and is not going to take them there. I think that's a real class move. With the sophomores that he has coming back for next year, Ryan Moore, David Finkbeiner, John Brabazon, Eric Mccauley, seems to me that he is the nucleus for a very nice team for 2 years.
He certainly does. They're playing fine ball out there. They just have to shoot a little better.
Goes a pass down court to Doug Mccauley. He finds Waskey. Waskey with a long shot. Strong off the rim. Ramsey up high over Mccauley. There's Flowers. Flowers finds Thomas. Nice move. Thompson just a little too far underneath. Couldn't get it. Tries to come up with the ball. Finds Flowers up for three. Good. Nice play, Jeff Thompson. Looked outside for Flowers. And it's 82-62. First 20-point margin tonight as the Eagles surge with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left. Waskey finds Mccauley underneath, around, good, and Mccauley continues his scoring, 23 points for Doug Mccauley. He also has 10 rebounds and is playing a very good game. And now Cresswell has cleared the bench. He has 5 people coming off, ready to come in. There goes Finkbeiner on the drive, fakes the jump, doesn't have it, gives back to Waskey, over to Doug Mccauley, strong off the rim, battles for the rebound, and there's a foul. It's on Flowers. Flowers turns right around, starts walking to the bench. He knows that his evening tonight is done.
Jim, this isn't a very tall team coming in here. If Central Bucks leaves their starters in, they're going to have quite a height advantage. Of course, it's a fresh team coming in, though.
Well, 1 minute, 57 seconds left. Lewis Simmons, number 11. Number 14, Steve Volrath, 5'8" senior. Number 34, Jeff Thomas, who will be back next year. Number 5, Kurt Lever, who also will return next year. And number 35, Craig Jones, another 11th grader. So Norristown has in the lineup now their 3 people who will be back next year. Central Bucks West with Finkbeiner underneath to Waskey, fakes the shot, finds Nagel underneath. Nagel with a jumper, too strong, and we've seen that over and over again. Attempted save by Mccauley, good try. Ball goes out of bounds, however. Eagles will take it in. And here comes number 32, Eric Mccauley, back in the lineup. Louis Simmons over to Volrath. Volrath finds Simmons up high. Simmons with a dribble, looks for Volrath, finds him in the corner. Volrath on a drive, takes the shot, no good, strong. Ball comes out to Simmons. Simmons finds Jones. Jones looks underneath, finds Lever. Back to Jones. Jones on the move, over to Simmons. Simmons with a long three-pointer, in and out. Jones battles underneath with Lever. Ball comes out, there goes a long pass. Eric Mccauley controls, spin drive, there's Lever with a block. Waskey comes away with it. And there's either, walking call, good call by the official, as Waskey was battling for the ball. Norristown up court with 1 minute and 10 seconds left. Volrath over to Simmons. Simmons on the left-hand side, finds Thomas. Thomas fakes the move, goes to Jones. Jones looks for the shot, underneath to Thomas. Ball taken away by Mccauley to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner will move up court to Waskey. Waskey on the drive. We've got a foul on number 14, Steve Volrath. 53 seconds left. And it will be Rob Waskey going to the line, shooting 2. Score right now, Eagles by 18. Waskey will be shooting 2. First shot is up. It's good. Eagles margin 17. Second shot is up, nothing but net. 82-66 Eagles. Simmons with the ball. Batted by Finkbeiner, lost by Eric Mccauley. Nice defensive play by Finkbeiner.
There, we could see the guy slapped his arm, and Simmons was hoping for a foul call, but he didn't get it.
At this point in the game, that's a good no call. Jeff Thomas on the left-hand dribble. Moves to the basket, gives to Lever. There we're going to have that walk again. That big step, and they get him for walking. And number 15, Doug Mccauley, will inbounds to Finkbeiner. Clock is moving with under 35 seconds. It's Finkbeiner, looks for the long jumper, no good. Rebound batted around, controlled by Waskey. Jumper is up, around, off the back of the rim, falls through. It's 82-68. Simmons on a quick move, on the drive, finds Volrath with a fake, fall away jumper, no good, but Craig Jones right there with a rebound. Basket is good, 84-68. Walking with the ball, smart play, Jeff Thomas. Thomas gave the one step that he has to allow Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner turns around, sees Thomas, walks with the ball. There's Simmons, Simmons over to Thomas. Thomas with a short jumper, it's good. 3 seconds left, 86-68. And there's the buzzer. The Eagles of Norristown, 86. The Bucks of Central Bucks, who played really a very strong game tonight and have nothing to be ashamed of.
I thought they did, Jim. I thought they played Norristown as well as anybody, and had they shot a better percentage, this would have been a lot closer game, maybe even a win for them. And it's still funny to me to look up there and see 86 points for Norristown. It's like I don't remember them scoring 86 points. It's just incredible the way they put points on the board.
Yeah, 86 points, and they lowered their average. That says something about this team. Ladies and gentlemen, again, final score, the Eagles 86, the Central Bucks West Bucks 68. We will be back momentarily with some final wrap-up comments and the statistics from Glenn Martin. All right, we're back tonight. Again, an Eagle 18-point victory. Some final comments, Frank, some final thoughts
Jim,
after tonight.
I feel like I have egg on my face. I thought it would be more of a runaway. Central Bucks really came to play, and they played a good game. And like I say, had they shot a better percentage, and I mean in shots that were within 5 feet of the basket, Norristown would have had a lot tougher game. But I thought in the first half especially, Norristown just lacked an emotional intensity that they've had in most of their other games. Maybe it was because they thought they were going to have an easy game. And, well, it wasn't as easy as everybody thought. But that's the way high school ball goes.
Some final wrap-up comments from me. The Crestwell refers to the game this Thursday at Abington as the biggest game of the year. He knows he wants that #1 seed to go into the playoffs. He knows that wants the team to go in high and not flat. So this Thursday at Abington, big game. I would also like to encourage you fans. The Eagles of Norristown are an excellent team, one of the best teams that Norristown has had. We're going to open here at home probably on Friday, the 23rd, with our first district playoff game. I would encourage all of you to come on out and give this team your support. They deserve it. We want to root them on into the districts and hopefully into the states.
Jim, I would like to say I'd like to see a lot of our fans at Abington. When we play Abington at Abington, it is always a tough game. And Abington's a good team this year. I expect a really close, tough game. And since there's no school the next day, I would hope a lot of our student body would come out to that game.
Yeah, we will be there, and Glenn will be there. We'll be rooting the Eagles on. We'd like to see you there and have you following the Eagles as they go on in their quest now of a district title and a state title. Glenn Martin here with the statistics. Frank and I have enjoyed doing games so far this year. We will see you in the playoffs. Glenn?
Thanks, Mr. Nelson. For Central Bucks West, much of the success of Central Bucks West tonight came from Doug Mccauley, 23 points and 12 rebounds, a very, very good game for him. Rob Waskey, also a good game, 15 points and 6 rebounds. Kevin Nagel had 9 points and 6 rebounds. Free throw shooting for Central Bucks West, 16 for 23. Three-point shooting, 4 for 5. Team steals, 6 steals for CB West. Rebounding, Norristown had a 42-36 edge, and they controlled the rebounds most of the evening. Leading scorers for Norristown, balanced scoring attack, Dana Binky Johnson with 16 points and 6 steals. Mike Evans with 15 points and 10 rebounds. Howard Flowers with 9 points and 4 steals. Priest Ramsey with 12 points and 9 rebounds. Jeff Thompson also with 15 points and 7 rebounds. Running down the rest of the scoring for Norristown, Rich Mayers with 6 points and 4 rebounds. Jeff Thomas with 4 points and 4 rebounds. Kurt Lever with 4 points and 3 rebounds. Craig Jones with 2 points. Lou Simmons with 3 points. Steve Vorath with some excellent defense and 1 rebound. Free throw shooting 10 for 19 for Norristown. Not as good as they have been. And the final score here from Norristown, 86-68 in favor of Norristown. Norristown runs its record to 19-1, still undefeated in Suburban 1. I'm Glenn Martin, thanking Mr. Winkle and Mr. Nelson, and encouraging you to stay tuned for more basketball on this cable station.